All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is February 26, 2025. After 5 days of volatility, we now have a decent event. We're going to be getting... hi, that's me. We're going to be getting NVIDIA after the bell today with earnings. That is the big focus. But last night, Donald Trump made a lot of comments on copper and other tariffs, and that's still lingering. You actually had good stimulative news out of China, and then the Ukraine-Zelensky deal, although it's sounding like it's going to be completed, Zelensky up until Friday is going to be going all throughout Europe. But fact of the matter is, NVIDIA, there's a lot riding on it, not really just the report, but the sentiment and whether or not this will be equal or opposite reactions. Do we get worried about growth or anything in between? But it should be a fun one. So, Chad, I hope you're ready for it. You woke up bright and early, baby. Good morning. What's going on, baby? How we doing, PNC? Anthony, Dos Nacho, Malcolm, Mitch Matsuno, baby. What's going on? Good morning, Lori. Complex, Open Face Sandwich, Regal, Laker, Jay. Good morning, baby. What's up, Gus Cazzo? What up, Nick Reach? Jamar in the house. Brown, Tom Cruise, Eddie DeBio, Dakota, Mr. B, Little Lebowski, Andreas, baby. Good morning. How we doing, Complex? What up, Connor, Trey, Andrew, Energy, Chase, Dakota, Gavin, I like saying Dakota. Andrew Griffin, baby. Good morning. 4-Lane, Lalo, Tyree. Good morning. Lucky Salja, Mr. Malone, Mr. Saeed, Mr. Hanlon, baby. Good morning. How we doing, Kurt McGirt? What up, Malik? What up, Twitch? How about Blizzy B? Ryan H, baby. Stock Sasquatch, Roach Vince, Rippin' Snipe, Blizzy B, Lizzie, Payday Devil, El Coyote, Toy Soldier, It's Mums, Hamster Poppy, Iron Beagle, Lizzie, Mother Liquor, Danny V, Swingin' Bear, and Robo Hand Tech, baby. Good morning. Razzle Dazzle. What up, baby? It's going to be a good day. Now, honestly, we'll see what the cash open does. It'll either be a lot like the last couple of days or it'll be boring until we get the earnings. No. But on that note, Chattadonia, here is Josh AI with the news. Good morning. Global stocks gain ahead of crucial NVIDIA result. U.S. stock futures pointed to a strong open on Wall Street ahead of key earnings from NVIDIA Corp. That could help reignite the artificial intelligence-driven rally. Shares in NVIDIA, the top provider of chips used in new AI computers, rose as much as 3% in U.S. pre-market trading. Contracts on the NASDAQ 100 climbed about 0.6%, while those on the S&P 500 gained 0.4%. The NVIDIA report, due after the U.S. market close, could fuel a move in the stock of 8.5% in either direction. Options data imply it will come after a period of underperformance for the shares following 2 years of blistering gains, as recent months showed AI computing adoption won't be a straight path. The concerns have rippled across the U.S. technology sector, pushing the Magnificent Seven group of bellwether tech megacaps into correction territory on Tuesday. The stocks ticked higher in Wednesday's pre-market. The reality is we need a good set of numbers from NVIDIA to keep this bull track in place in the U.S., said Guy Miller, chief market strategist at Zurich Insurance Company. It will be important that the numbers are good and the outlook is good. If it's a really disappointing reading, the market will be vulnerable to a further setback. And other significant pre-market movers included Supermicro Computer Inc., which jumped 25% on news it had met a deadline to submit financial reports to stay listed on the NASDAQ. Human resources firm Workday Inc. rallied on forecast-beating results, while a $6 billion buyback announcement lifted General Motors company mining firm Freeport-McMoRan Inc. gained after President Donald Trump signaled tariffs on copper, sending prices for the metal higher. Europe's regional stocks benchmark rose to a record, led by resources and mining companies. In addition, sentiment was boosted by strong results from a slew of firms, including Anheuser-Busch InBev, Banco Santander S.A., Fresenius SE, and Alcon AG. In bond markets, the yield on 10-year treasuries steadied after Tuesday's 11 basis point decline, fueled by weaker than expected economic data and increased bets on Federal Reserve policy easing, borrowing costs edged 2 basis points higher, and the dollar also firmed against G10 peers as investors awaited a speech by Federal Reserve official Raphael Bostic. Surging copper prices dominated commodity markets after the latest tariff threat, while gold traded just off the latest all-time high hit on Monday. Zelensky aims for Trump meeting as deal on resources finalized. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky aims to meet with Donald Trump in Washington this week to sign an agreement giving the U.S. control over half of the war-battered country's natural resources. According to people familiar with the plans, Ukraine cabinet will meet Wednesday to endorse the deal, which the Trump administration demanded as part of its effort to secure a swift end to Russia's 3-year war. According to the people who asked not to be identified discussing private deliberations, negotiators finalized a draft agreement on Tuesday, they said. Trump opens door to new metal levy with copper tariff probe. President Donald Trump has signed an executive action directing the Commerce Department to examine possible copper tariffs, the latest in a string of measures aimed at imposing sector-specific levies that could reshape global supply chains. And Trump said the order would have a big impact as he signed it in the Oval Office, joined by Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. Senior administration officials earlier on Tuesday cast the step as necessary to address what they said was a national security issue. They argued that dumping and overcapacity in world markets had impacted domestic U.S. copper production, leaving weapon systems and other critical products dependent on imports. The officials, briefing reporters on condition of anonymity, said it was premature to discuss a potential rate for the tariffs. Copper futures in New York surged nearly 5% for their biggest intraday gain since May last year. China to inject at least $55 billion of fresh capital into several big banks. China plans to start recapitalizing 3 of its biggest banks in coming months, according to people familiar with the matter, following through on a broad stimulus package unveiled last year to shore up the struggling economy. Authorities are looking to inject at least 400 billion yuan, $55 billion of fresh capital into the first batch of Agricultural Bank of China Limited, Bank of Communications Company, and Postal Savings Bank of China Company, said the people, asking not to be identified, discussing private information. The plan, which could be completed as soon as the end of June, is subject to change, and the amount for each bank is still being finalized, said the people. Top overnight news: to Ukraine and Washington have struck a minerals rights deal, and Zelensky is expected to travel to Washington later in the week for a signing ceremony. W. Trump NYT. House Republicans approved a budget framework for President Donald Trump's sweeping domestic policy agenda Tuesday, a major victory for Speaker Mike Johnson, who worked with Trump and fellow leaders in a chaotic last-ditch effort to win over naysayers within the GOP ranks. Politico. U.S. President Trump said will begin a program to sell Trump gold cards for USD 5 MLN for foreigners who want to come to the U.S. and create jobs with the sale of gold cards to start in about 2 weeks. The U.S. House Ways and Means Committee has reportedly had discussions about options like ratcheting up taxes on public companies' stock buybacks or adjusting limits on deducting executive pay, according to sources cited by Punchbowl. Proposals such as raising endowment taxes on universities and significant cuts to clean energy tax credits are being viewed as even more likely. Supermicro SMCI plus 21% Prem shares surged pre-market after it filed documentation to become compliant with NASDAQ rules. BBGs. China plans to inject at least $55 billion into 3 of its biggest banks. People familiar said the plan may be completed as soon as June and follows through on a broad stimulus package unveiled in 2024. BBG. Hong Kong Financial Secretary Secretary Paul Chan forecasts 2%, 3% GDP growth in 2025 as he looks to shrink the city's deficit. Stamp duty will be lowered for some cheap homes, he said in his budget speech. The government will also invest in AI and cut about 10,000 civil service jobs. BBG, Thailand's central bank, unexpectedly cut its policy rate by 25 BP to 2%. The consensus was anticipating rates staying unchanged. WSJ, Ukraine latest, French Finance Minister Eric Lombard said he believes the U.S. has agreed to provide backup for European troops after a ceasefire. Budget airlines Ryanair and Wizz are already jostling to introduce routes ahead of any deal. BBG, BP will boost oil and gas investment to about $10 billion a year, cut CapEx spending, and boost cost savings targets. It's also reviewing its Castrol business, possibly worth as much as $10 billion if it were sold. What? I think he meant to say WSJ. He was excited. We got more, baby. Good morning. S&P futures, they are by 0.6 Wednesday morning. Comes after U.S. equities put in a mixed performance on Tuesday. Big tech, semis, EV, energy amongst the notable laggers. S&P finished lower for the fourth straight session. However, S&P equal weight finished higher on the day and outperformed the benchmark by more than 50 basis points. HPCs, staple retailer, food, beverage, and builders and REITs all outperformed. Treasuries weaker after rallying on the prior session. Dollars up by 0.15. Gold is up by 0.3. Bitcoin up by 0.9. WTI little change. And copper up over 3.5 on tariff headlines. Market trying to bounce after S&P suffered its first 4-day losing streak of 2025, though finished well off the worst level with some cushion from rotations and broader risk off. Washington in focus as House GOP somewhat surprisingly managed to pass their reconciliation blueprint. However, more complications ahead as it will have to compromise with the Senate on the tariff front. Trump defended auto tariffs following critical editorial ordering probe into copper. Fairly quiet elsewhere, though. Earnings calendar, another bright spot with positive takeaways from Intuit, Workday, Low, and Axon. In addition, NVIDIA expected to deliver another beat and raise after the close and put a positive spin on the DeepSeek breakthrough. Also, another headline supportive of AI capex with Meta reportedly considering $200 billion AI data center project. New home sales, the highlight of the economic calendar today. Street looking for new sales down 3.3 in January. January housing starts missed, and existing home sales fell more than expected. Financial press report over the weekend discussed how buyers are starting to gain upper hands over sellers in housing as new listings rise and demand eases. Fed speakers include Barkin and Bostic. In addition, Treasury auctioning $44 billion of 7-year notes, followed by well-received 2-year and 5-year auction this week. Intuit off to a good season, and CK standout. TJX beat and talked up 5% comp. Lowe's unexpectedly positive. 3M reiterated 25 guide and long-term targets. Workday beat, reiterated full-year 26 guide despite FX and guided operating margin ahead. CCI talking $5 billion impairment for fiber. GM boosted capital return. VRSK beat and guided below. ALC 25 growth guide looked better. Axon beat and guided above. Talked up expanded TAM. Keys quarter one missed. SMCI up to date on filings. NRG EBITDA beat and announced new JV. CART EBITDA guide below on investments. Kava posted strong 20% comp. First Solar helped by better sales and guidance and warranty. Lucid beat and guided 25 production above and announced new CEO. Calm announced $500 million buyback and share conversion. Zoom Info beat and highlighted upmarket strength and NRR improvement. You beat and outlook commentary positive. AAP quarter one and free cash flow guide disappointed. Sam stepping up advertising investment in 25. Go down big as margin miss drove weaker EBITDA and guide below for full year 25. There's more. Good morning, baby. Oh, excuse me. It's Wednesday. You guys know that? Not gonna lie, I thought it was Tuesday till I read Wednesday. House Republicans pass budget blueprint advancing Trump's legislative priorities. Some frustrated Republicans want Musk to ease up with Doge. House GOP math on Medicare savings from cutting out waste does not add up. Trump to offer streamlined gold card visa for investors who pay $5 million. Judge extends order blocking Trump funding freeze. Trump orders probe into U.S. copper imports that paves the way for potential tariff. Trump takes aim at Chinese ships arriving at U.S. ports, threatening to increase costs for imports. Poll finds more Americans oppose Trump-threatened tariffs against Canada and Mexico Mexico then supported them. U.S. consumer confidence falls by the most since August 21 amid tariff worries. Inflation expectations surge. Dock worker union votes to ratify new labor contract with port. NVIDIA invincibility set for earnings test with Q4 numbers due today. Meta discusses $200 billion AI data center project. Amazon looking at savings from automation to help drive AI spending boom. AI data center job creation bust, needing very few workers in large spaces. Tech giants have pledged over $1 trillion in U.S. investments so far. DeepSeek likely to release next generation R2 model before May and cuts off peak pricing by up to 75%. BP to raise oil and gas spending $10 billion a year. Stellantis issues cautious 25 outlook after 70% profit slump. Trump tariff warnings test resolve of European regulators with Apple and Meta in sight. Stock pickers holding their smallest allocation of mega cap names, boosting their fund's performance. Traders betting on big market rally and bonds as growth concerns rise. Leverage bets on speculative plays deal huge losses over the past 3 sessions. Yen drops to strongest level in 4 months on risk-off move. Bank of Japan height expectations. Ukraine agrees to terms for mineral deal after demand of $500 billion in revenue dropped. Trump welcomes Zelensky to visit Washington this week. EU unveils plan to boost defense spending and capabilities, seek to placate Trump. Israel strikes against southern Syria after demanding demilitarization. Israel seeking indefinite expansion of first phase of Gaza ceasefire instead of moving to phase 2. China MPC to focus on private consumption as Trump impacts loom. Xi urges officials to respond calmly to domestic and external challenges. Sources say China plans to start recapitalizing 3 of its biggest banks in the coming months. GfK survey shows German consumer confidence weakens in February, and Australian monthly inflation unchanged, but underlying measures tick higher. My goodness, what a big set of headlines. It's Wednesday, and then we have the cabinet meeting. I forgot to tell you guys that in the beginning. So you have a cabinet meeting. We still got more. There's a lot of it's really just earnings, so we'll go through these quickly. There it is. SMCI, they're up 21. They filed the 10K. Accent up 10 off earnings. Workday up 10. Bud up 8.9. Intuit up 8. AEME up 7.7. CLS 6.1, Coupang 5.5, FCX up 4.7 on the Trump tariff investigation on copper. MT is up 4.9, TEM up 4.3, SMCI Sympathy. CFLT is up by 4.3, UBS upgrade, WDS up 4.9, Citi upgrade, ALC 4.1 earnings. Lowe's is up by 3.4, First Solar. They're up by 3.4. TJX is up by 3.4. They did really good. GM 3.4 new repurchase plan and dividend increase. Tech is up 2.8 on copper news. Oh, that's me. What's happening? There it is. Carvana is up by 2.2. Okta is up by 2.0. SCCO, they're up 2 on copper. AZN 1.7. Camazrant, Serena 6. Phase 2 trial results. Phase 3. AAL is up 1.7. Redburn upgrade. HD. Low Sympathy. HSBC upgrade. EXR is up by 1.5. Com is up 22 earnings. Sezzle up 18 off earnings. Olo 16 earnings. Lumen up 9.7. U is up by 8.8. GNL is up 5.8. Sells multi-tenant portfolio for $1.8 billion. LNW up 5.3. HBM is up 4.4 on copper. WWW 4.3 insider buy. STRL 2.8 earnings and project awards. EYE is up 24 off earnings. PRCH up 19. LTBR scheduled to report earnings today. They're up 10. COG-T up 5.8. ASTA 2.6. China trading higher. Quantum higher. And nuclear trading lower. Cart down 7 off earnings. Versk down 5.5 off earnings. Stellantis down 3.3. Uther down 2.1. Keys down 2.1. FlyW down 38 off earnings. Go down 25 off earnings. SPNT down 2.5 secondary offering. And then Marvi down 1.6 bear downgrade. So yeah, a lot of earnings. Believe it or not. So Chatadonia, how you feeling, baby? I got a couple plays. We'll go over them in a little bit. And then White House official says if Zelensky says mineral deal isn't finalized, I don't see why an invitation to meet Trump makes sense. So again, it's happening again. Literally yesterday, everybody is like, we're going to get this deal. And then this morning, Zelensky says, well, I got to go here first. So Zelensky's going to do a world tour before getting to the White House, but now the White House is already clapping back at it. And then Scheinbaum, Mexico security officials have meeting in D.C. on Thursday. Wow, Habibi, so much. So much. So, Chatadonia, game time. I do got a couple plays for you. But here at the Cult, man, you should already know the vibes. This is very important, man. And for real, I'm glad that some of you feel me on this. And I've seen it more and more. And I hope every day in the morning, at the end of the day, man, we should really honor our veterans. And the fact of the matter is, none of us would be here without the people who made the sacrifice. I don't, excuse me for being vulgar, but comparatively, a lot of us are little B words. If you really think about it, we live in this country, we enjoy all of the fruit, but not a lot of us are the ones that fought for it and planted it. That's why every single morning, man, I think it is crucial that we shout out those who have made the ultimate sacrifice, who have served this country, regardless of what they agreed with or not. They have made literally the biggest sacrifice ever. Their families had to go through it, and they even come home, and we act like they didn't just do the biggest thing in the world. So I really hope one day we never have something called homeless veterans, and for $6 billion we could change that. But at the very least, man, day in, day out, I hope you could join me and honor our veterans, active service, past service, and anybody who has served this country, because they really do deserve it. So veterans, the families, thank you guys for everything. Please get that long-term. Again, get that VA loan. Save your money. Grow your assets. If anybody deserves it, man, it's you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope all of you show this love and appreciation. And big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities. All the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men. Anybody making their community run. God bless you and thank you, baby. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Send in the judge! Oh, it's game time, baby. Horna. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Chatadonia. Musk team mass terminated. Hundreds of government leases. Hot dog. So, Chatadonia, it's game time. Oh, we got a lot of time. Hell yeah, I could go potty. Oh, yeah, we have a lot of time. We could talk questions. We could talk Ukraine and all of that. So let us move on over. Let us free the Chad. Get ready for your boy, man. NVIDIA earnings. It's game time, baby. It's game time. So here is the link. We're going to end this stream, and then we're going to go to the main one. I hope I see you there. If not, you get a long term. It doesn't matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? You get that long term. And remember, if you're trading more than 10% of your long-term deposit, you may be exposing yourself unnecessarily. Keep it small, baby. I love you. All right, man. I'll see y'all in a